Shortcut. Oop, and we got stuck on a rock. Well, at least we're not flying through the air like some other games. Oops, sorry about that. My bad. Yeah. just missed it. Because I could see myself crashing right there. Hello everyone and welcome back to Technicity. I'm your host, 2005 Guy Road 2. Okay, so there's been 2 updates since the last time that we played. The first one is update 1.4c and the second one is 1.5. It's the update 1.5 that got me back into the game, as it were, because it's got 2 features that I really wanted. The first feature, I basically, under game suggestions, back in 2022, I put in a request for a piston so that we could make our own lists and stuff. Somebody suggested that we could use the rails for the automatic doors to make the elevators that way. However, I could never figure out how you did that. So I distanced myself from making the elevators workable. With update 1.5, elevators are now a thing. The other feature that I really wanted, which unfortunately I can't get to work, but the developer knows about that. I put in a ticket regarding it. We went through all kinds of rigmaroles trying to figure out how to get it to work, but we couldn't get it to work. It could be something related to my operating system, but that's a whole rant in itself. So what I'll do is I'll probably put that rant at the back end of the video after the outro. So if anyone wants to hear me rant about Microsoft Windows 10 Pro and various issues with it, I'll have that at the far end of the video, so that I don't lose anyone else, maybe, possibly, just by ranting about that now. So the other feature was pictures. Before this last update, the only way to do pictures would be to bring in a picture from a web page using a URL and then into the game itself. I couldn't get that to work. A couple people that I play with couldn't get it to work. A couple people on my friends list that are really good creators do all the technical stuff. They've been able to go, let's say, backtrack through the game files and even tweak one of my own creations so that it now works. So it's no longer a prop, but it's actually a functional staircase. Kudos to them, because I hadn't really figured it out, and I was really hampered down at the time. Really bogged down with job seeking and everything else, and trying to keep my head above water, as it were. And now I'm able to keep my head above water and still do a couple other things in between. So that's all there. So they could get the URL bits to work, but they were in Russia or Poland or something like that, because they not 100% sure if they're in Poland or in Russia. It's just Poland and Russia uses the same, let's say, typing style, font, text. I don't know how to put that. So they could either be Poland, they could either be Russian, but they were able to do it, which made me think maybe it's some kind of censorship thing here in the UK, where we can just pull those URLs and put them in the game, which may be linked to the problem that I had with the update on pictures, where we can now pull in pictures from our hard drives and put those in the game. Unfortunately, I can't get that to work. It might be related to my operating system, maybe, which will be on the Rant later on, or it could be something completely different. But I did tell the developer about it on the Discord, and the developer's going through it and trying to find out what the cause could be. We tried all kinds of things, but nothing worked, unfortunately. But you'll see that later on in the video, or at least a portion of it. I hope the noise from outside is not coming through. It sounds like I've got a couple of yobos out there. But that said, the other part of the update that was added were boats. So boats are now a thing in the game. Unfortunately, I've not gotten to that point yet in the game to be able to use the boats. But hopefully soon we'll be able to do that, and then I'll be able to get proper 2023 update out for you guys. Sorry, not update, intro video that will look a lot better than what I've currently pieced together. It's not really to my liking, the current 2003 intro. But with that said, hope that you guys enjoy the video. Regarding the update 1.4c, that's another thing that I have not gotten to the point as of yet, because you have to play the game quite a bit before you actually get to that point, and able to afford it within the game, which is railways and trains. Railways are now a thing within the game. You can create your own railway network, put trains on it, ride those trains, do all the bits and pieces with that. There are now also a couple of more POIs or prefabs that you can pull it in to get into the game, so you don't have to make them yourself if you choose not to, that is, which are power plants, lumberyards, recycling centres, mining complexes, city hall, science area, movie theatres, and much more. There's also a new terrain type UI added to the game, and various other things with a drone. There's also been quite a few bug fixes. Unfortunately, not all of it's been specified within the game. But going back to update 1.5, new buildings that have been added are, for example, gas stations, banks, and a harbour. So if you choose just to bring in prefabs, you've got that option, or you can create your own still. So there is still a lot of flexibility with that lot, and there is so much that you can do with the game. I've made a couple additional windows, and I forgot how to do the doors. So you might see me struggling a bit with the doors later on in the video. I also made a new text panel so that we can, let's say, we've got a little stand where we can put text on it. It doesn't have to be the billboard anymore or anything like that. And I hope that you guys enjoy the video. So if you enjoyed it, before we go into that, actually, just after the intro, I've chopped and changed a couple bits and pieces within the first part of the video. Some of it may make some sense, some of it might not make sense. The very first part of it, I went into too much detail of my life when I was very, very young, regarding the flat and trying to get the elevator system to work, and finding out that I had a problem with that, and how not to basically hit that problem if you guys want to use the elevators. And then we go into the portion with the picture not being able to work on my side. I've tried to chop off a couple of bits that weren't relative, but by doing so, some of it might not make any sense at the very start. But after that, things should make more sense again. So I hope that you guys enjoy the video. If you do, please leave a like. If you don't, please let me know why in the comments below. Also, if you're not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button to help the channel grow, and the little bell icon, and select all to get notified when the next video or live stream goes up. Thank you all in advance for watching, and I hope that you guys and girls enjoy the videos to come, and possible live streams to come. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that you guys enjoy the video. And girls. Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, so please do not take offense if I keep saying guys when I mean everyone. It's just a cultural habit that you pick up when you're very young, and it's very hard to unlearn. Okay, so welcome to my flat. This flat is based on a real life, flat in real life that resides in Holland. When I used to live as a matter of fact, when I was a kid, when my parents got divorced and my father remained in the UK and my mother went back to Holland. And because of the way laws work, when parents get divorced, the children always get stuck with their mothers. But getting back to point on the flat, because we've now got the elevators, I thought it's best to update my flat. However, I was not expecting a slight problem with my flat. So initially I thought the problem was with the elevator, so I put in a bug report. But the bug is not with the elevator, no, it's with the design of the flat. So I made the first two floors basically going up, and then basically block by block. So everything was the way that it was supposed to be. But when I brought out the this thing over here, drone, let's just say when I did the copy and paste, it made a slight error, and I completely forgot about that error. So if we go up the wonky staircase, we've now got the first floor, which is correct. One thing I'll just quickly show you guys. The flat has got 7 floors, but had to put in 8 floors to make this all work. Now, possible that if I did it at 7 floors, without the, let's say, error on the flat, it probably would have been right. The height of the floors is correct because 1, 2, 3, and 4. However, if we go up the staircase, 2 is down. Now, it took me a little while to figure out this issue. It took me a while because I was not expecting this. And I only saw it when I was doing a bug report video. 2, not 1. And that is why we have this issue. So when you're doing the copy and paste bit to make things go higher, watch out when you're doing the copy and paste that it doesn't do this. Because if it does this, you might as well just start over again from scratch and then get it right. But with that said, let's get back to building. So I need to reteach myself how to use the game. So I will be back in just a moment. Oh, actually, yes, and then also I can find out exactly how we get the pictures in. So let's quickly do that too. Now, I'm not sure if we have to do it from scratch or if we can keep changing them from one of the billboards or one of the signs that we made previously. So over here I've got the one that we can edit through text, and over here as well. And then over here is the one that I tried to do through URL, and it just absolutely refused to work. Right, so let's edit picture, load picture. Edit picture. Okay. Edit picture, load picture. Oh, okay. It's throwing me to outside of. Oh my god! It's doing weird things. Oh, it's throwing me out the game. A while back, I was the importing of pictures was done through URLs. I could never get that to work, and I absolutely never seemed to get that work. And the developer was kind enough to add the ability for us to use pictures on our hard drives, pull those into the game, and do it that way. Unfortunately for me, on the previous game, hopefully not on this one, it was a case of it just came up blank. We saw it in the thumbnail. So if we go back over here and go to this one, so over here we can actually see the default picture. We've got 70,000, so let's order up one. We are in a brand new world, so let's put this one down over here, and it's not there. So basically, default picture is missing. Go to load picture, it pulls up the hard drive, or should I say one of the hard drives, one of the folders, the folder that was open last. We go to select the picture. I don't know if you guys can see it or not currently, and then we do load picture, and it's still blank. So I'm still having that issue at the moment. So that's still a little bit of a problem, but hopefully the developer can sort that one out. Meanwhile, I'm just going to restart again from scratch so I can get the flat and everything right. I thought to do the flat, I need to get some income in for the city, so it will take a little while. I forgot it was right side drive. I wish it would be nice if we could. If we could change the direction of traffic. So, for example, if you're in the UK, you're used to driving on the left side of the road. It would be nice if we could actually change the direction of traffic flow. Oh, that figures. Straight off the blind curb. Yeah, double yellows. I know. In the UK, it would just be a solid white line. Or no overtaking. The yellow lines will be down the other side of the road, or no parking. Okay, so at the moment we're heading off to do some work on some equipment apparently, and that will give us 30k. Sorry, I forgot to do the time lapse of the warehouse. I was a little bit preoccupied by trying to get the game to work for us, so that we could do our own billboards and stuff. But On the plus side, with Dev being in the loop, Dev is definitely looking into why it's not working for us, or at least on my side. I'm not sure how many other people are going to hit this bug, this snag, or if it's just limited to those of us in the UK. But either way, Dev is looking into it, and hopefully we'll be able to fix this little issue. I say little. It could be something absolutely massive for all I know, but it's only a tiny fraction of the gameplay. It didn't really bug me that much when I wasn't able to do it through the URLs. Granted, when it was through the URLs, I thought it was something to do with some kind of stupid censorship from the nanny state that we live in. But who knows? It could still be something like that. Oh, this is a odd-shaped road. Let's just take a shortcut. I'm not going to do that. Granted, if I was in my actual own car, then I'd be forced to take that hairpin turn. Granted, I haven't really driven my own car in 3 years, ever since the move over here. Let's see, moved over here about, when was it? About 3 months before lockdown started. At the time, I thought, well, I'll just take a couple months away from looking for work, while I fix up the house or help with fixing up the house. The house was a bit of a nightmare, a bit of a state, and okay, apparently we need it over here. Oh, there it is. Okay. I recognize this. Fixed mining equipment. F. Okay. Distance, speed bonus, and total. If I do fast travel back to the warehouse, we'll lose the vehicle that we've got here. So we might as well take the van back. Okay. Just out of interest, there wouldn't be another job already to do, right? Task. No. Warehouse completed. Okay. There wouldn't be any jobs for us, no. I guess if it's not here, then we can't do it. So we're going to have to take that whole long trip back and not know how to get back. That's typical, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know which way's back. I think we're heading. No, took a wrong turn already. I see that rabbit road over there. Okay, so let's just go country lane. As we will, make our own country lane in a way. Shortcut. Oop, and we got stuck on a rock. Well, at least we're not flying through the air like some other games. Oops, sorry about that, my bad. Oh yeah, I think it was also time sensitive in a way, wasn't it? I have to get to the job. Okay. Oh, accept his job at the moment. I'll talk to you. Okay, so why doesn't that activate even when we're not here? So we want to build a house next. So why wasn't that one shown when we got out of the car? Okay. Why do we have to get back? And then, okay, it's showing it now. Okay. Strange that we have to keep going back to the warehouse just to get the next job. We can't just do it the quick way. It's in going, okay, which jobs do we still have pending? Oh well. Okay, so we want it around about here somewhere. Of course, the marker is underground. Let's just build it on the road. We'll have to raise the ground level to meet up with the road. Or we can have a road go out. Either way, we're going to need the. Probably should have brought the bulldozer down instead of the van. Never mind. Okay, so let's mark the location to start. And so we make a start. Build a house. Next. Let's see over there. I think that's a little bit too small. Okay, let's actually, same thoughts, let's bring it up a little bit higher. I don't know how many blocks that would be. Oh, never mind, it says it there. So 16 by 12, 17. Let's make it 18 by 12. And then we'll flatten out this entire area. So we can build next to it and probably put down a couple of them and get some quick money in that way. Question is, what are we going to make it out of? Let's have a little look. So we still have the roof tiles on us, we can reuse those. We've got glass, we've got some plastic. Now there are a couple of things that I would like to do for the houses, but we need the factory first. So we're going to have to build a factory soon. Let's get this house done. Lickety split. Okay, so that's the first house done, albeit it's not completely the way I initially envisioned. I made it way too small. Not to mention there are a couple of things I want to do to that which will change the prefab that we've just created. The fact that I've just used the wrong freaking window on that side is going to annoy the hell out of me too. But nevertheless, we've now got a little bit more income. So all we have to do is basically make the city. So next up, hopefully it's going to be the warehouse, which after which we're going to be able to do prefabs. So with that said, let's head back to our warehouse. I don't know why he wants to build that far, have his house that far away from the warehouse, if he works there. Absolute ludicrous in my humble opinion. There we go. Oh, what do we have? Repair damaged again. So we don't have anything else currently. So repair it is then. So we'll just quickly do that and I shall see you guys afterwards. Okay, seems like we've got somebody else that wants a house. Okay. Get 80,000 again. Where's that one going to be? Oh, within the area. Nice. Shame we can't do the prefabs yet. Otherwise we could just pull one in from there. Okay. So let's have a look. native fab going down. We'll do that later. Or at least a fixture for it, we can do that later. We'll just have that like that for the moment. So that's basically the guttering. Even though that's wrong with the guttering, but never mind. Okay. So that said, let's go with that. So that's done. Mark is complete. And we've got 80,000. Nice. And our worker's got a nice little house right next to his workplace. Or her workplace. Okay. Save prefab. There we go. Okay. So, what's the next one that we have to do? Another house, I bet. Ideally, I'd like to get a taxi area going. Let's see what we can do. Oop. Research interest. Jobs. Just wants us to do that one again. Okay, well, let's see if we can force the issue. Okay, so next up it wants us to do a building or a factory. Well, we can definitely do with a factory because then we can do a lot of other things. But we can't do it via prefab yet, so that's a bit of a pain. But okay, let's go with that. Factory. Let's just call it Factory 1. So we're going to have a big one at the end of this. Okay. Okay, there we go. So there's our factory. We've got some chimneys on it. We've got a roof, although it looks like I forgot one point of the roof. Damn it. Okay, so at least that's now done. Even though I screwed up that little bit, let's quickly do that. Okay, so that's now completely finished. It's got the bits in there. So now we can make anything that we are lacking in. So that's now done. Once again, our income has taken a direct hit, of course. But we should be able to do a fair bit of stuff now. We should even be able to get jobs this way as well. Nice, easy, quick things to do. So if we talk to these guys, it doesn't need anything. Something that the city needs. A building, we get 100,000. Nice. Okay. Oh, we need a police station. Can do, if we can do a prefab. Let's have a look. Oh, close. So let's say we put the police station over here. We don't have the option to make a police station yet, and we still can't do prefabs. So we're going to have to do this building first. So we've got these three now. We don't have the other, but we can definitely do that one. So let's see if we can redo the flat. Okay, so for those who stuck until the end and beyond, so here's the little rant regarding Microsoft and possible third parties. So, and also the reason why Microsoft, if you're in the UK, if you use Microsoft Windows 10 and you're in the UK and the EU, you may wish to sue Microsoft. Basically, if you've got Home, you cannot turn this off without going through the registry edit program. And even then, you may hit some brick walls. And quite frankly, I don't like touching reg edit at all. However, if you've got Windows 10 Pro, Business, and or Enterprise, you can use something called GP Edit. If you use GP Edit, you've got basically all of the things that are running in the background of the Windows operating system, like possibly Cortana, telemetry, keystroke information that then gets sent to Microsoft and third parties, which is basically why you want to sue Microsoft if you're in the UK and the EU. I don't know about the US, but here in the UK and in the EU, there's something called GDPR. I don't know what the letters stand for, but in the UK you've got a separate one that is similar to GDPR, but slightly more in depth, which is called the Data Protection Act 1998, as well as the new one, which is 2018. In there, basically, nobody can access or distribute your private information, i.e., your keystroke information, to themselves, or well, they can basically steal it, or send it to third parties, which is basically what Microsoft does with the keystroke information. So if you go through some loopholes here and there, you can find out that Microsoft has something built in, which is telemetry, so it discloses your exact location. It also has something in there which tracks your movement through the web, so which sites you go on to, how long you're on there, what your sleep patterns are, when you basically turn off the computer and restart it again, which is something that Apple has actually put on one of their updates. They want to know your sleep pattern, they want to know your health, and they want to distribute this to third parties, basically selling your personal information, which in the UK and the EU is illegal if it's against your will or without your knowledge. So everyone actually has fairly decent rights to sue the buggers. And this is why I say Microsoft Windows 10 is not really safe. Just like 8 was definitely not safe. The Germans found that one and told everyone about that. And also, Windows 11, I suspect it's far worse than Windows 10. The fact that you have to change your motherboard and your processor alone just to make Windows 11 work, that's a massive red flag in my book. Absolutely massive red flag. But with that said, the telemetry, like I said, it basically tracks where you are, what sites you go on to, and then of course the keystroke data if you're doing online banking and stuff like that. Microsoft 10, you probably don't want to do internet banking unless you've got the Pro version or above and turn the tracking systems off, especially the keystroke one if you can find it. It's a real bucket to find that one. And then you've got all the back doors as well, which allows Microsoft to basically take control of your system without your knowledge and or even permission. Because let's face it, in their view, at the moment, Windows is basically their property, and you're just getting a license to use it. And if you go through the what's it called, not URL, but the other thing, starts with an E. Somewhere down the rabbit hole, you'll probably find something where they can have by accepting it, you allow them to access the system, not your system, the system, and basically stick the nose in it and see if there's anything in there that they like or something that they don't like. They can just delete it off your system without your knowledge. So you're hunting for a file that was there one day and it's gone the next. It's basically why you don't use Microsoft Office 360, because that's exactly what they do with the online version of Office. They poke their nose through your private documents, and they see something they don't like, boom, it's gone. But that said, that is basically the main reason I basically go in through GP Edit. I remove those, disable those programs, disable Cortana, because that is a massive security risk right there with Cortana. It's like the Hello Google thing, that little box thing, where if you say Hello Google, box in background goes, says welcome or something like that, it means it's always listening. And that's exactly basically what Cortana does. It always listens for a command phrase like, Cortana, shut my computer off. For those of you that will have Cortana probably on and have it set for listening to voice, or if you've got a microphone and it's basically listening over the voice for voice commands, your computer will probably have shut off by now. So with that said, I'm going to leave you guys all here. If you've liked the video, please leave a like. If you didn't, please let me know why in the comments below. Also, if you're not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button to help the channel grow, and the little bell icon and select all to get notified when the next video or live stream goes up. Thank you all for watching, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed the video and will enjoy future videos and live streams to come.